Hello, everyone. So I'm here to ask you a question. Are you ready to trust your senses or just believe what people tell you, what you've been told? Um, for example, I, for one, when I watch the sunrise or the sunset, I clearly see the sphere of the sun, or the moon for that matter, either rise or sink below the horizon. Look for footage of the sunset if you don't have access to a clear horizon, or go look for yourself. Does the sun appear to be coming from some distant part of another hemisphere over the sky, and then just increase in size and approach from the sky coming from a parabol around the sky without ever decreasing its height or altitude? Or does it appear to be just climbing from the horizon, going to the top of the sky, and then vanishing behind you? What do you say? What is the truth? Are you going to believe in some kind of hocus pocus science that tells you that there's a vanishing point near the horizon, or where stuff just disappears and the sun magically can shine in China while the Western Hemisphere is in darkness? Why? And if it does revolve around the Earth and the Earth is flat, then it should look like a circle when it's above us, and it should look like a semicircle or an inclined circle. It should look like a perfect circle when seen from below us, and it should become progressively an oval shaped object as it goes further away. So do you trust your senses? Are you going to trust some newfangled law of optics that says that stuff just vanishes in the sky and magically appearing to go down the horizon just to fool us that it's going down? Why do you think the ancient peoples of China, the Middle East, Central Americans, why did they believe thousands of years ago, when they trusted their senses, why did they believe that the sun actually sank beneath the earth, turned around below us, and then rose again on the other side of the horizon 24 hours later? Why did they believe no flat earth model ever included a model of the sun or any part of the celestial sphere that is always above us? Any first-person personal observation of the horizon and the sky will instantly tell you that the celestial sphere is a sphere, not a half sphere, and it circles around us, and it goes down beneath the earth in a flat. That's the only way to make any flat earth model work in any sense. That's why the old flat earth model was nothing like this complete fabrication from the 19th century or 20th century that the earth is a disk revolving around the North Pole, and that the celestial sphere and moon and planets and all the sun, of course, is always above the horizon. Only a complete idiot can believe that the sun is not setting. Okay, that's entirely contrary to any observation that any human being, from a hunter-gatherers of the distant past to the farmers of medieval times to the magicians of ancient Mesopotamia, or the Persians or the Chinese astronomers, they always believed that the celestial sphere revolved around the Earth, and the sun during the night goes beneath the horizon, because that's what you see, unless you are a complete moron. So what's it going to be? Are you going to believe some newfangled perspective makes things vanish bullshit, or are you going to believe your senses and your eyes and finally admit to yourself that the sun sets? Is that too hard to believe that the sun and the moon, they actually rise and set? Maybe a little tough one for the people who just know the universe from YouTube and never go out, but I for one believe that the sun does set, regardless of what the shape of the earth is. And if you also believe that the earth is flat and the celestial sphere is constantly above us, there's nothing below us, never sinks beneath the horizon, then why is there a celestial South Pole? Even if there's no actual visible star right there at the southern polar sky, that doesn't matter. The southern skies, I live in the southern hemisphere, and I know that the southern skies, they revolve around a point on the heavens that is the southern pole of the sky. As you in the northern hemisphere, you see the stars revolving around the northern celestial pole, which does have a star there, a visible star, but that doesn't matter. The southern celestial pole still is a universally observed reality since the 1600s, at least, when the 1500s actually, when the Europeans explored the southern hemisphere, South Africa, South America, almost 500 years ago. So that's over 500 years ago. The Portuguese sailed to South Africa already in the 1400s, and the Phoenicians saw that too. The Phoenicians sailed across the southern, the Atlantic coast of Africa all the way to probably the equator, and they saw that certain constellations vanished. The northern constellations started to vanish. The sun started pointing to the north during midday, and other constellations started to rise in the southern horizon as they progressed towards the south. The further to the south they went, of course, as anybody knows. So live with that. Just you're gonna have to live with that fact. I'm sorry.